Okay, what's up, guys? I'm getting ready to do my first podcast, record my first podcast with Mark. Um, Podcast is called Struggle and Victory. Really good local dude in San Diego, but he's on his way here. A quick tour of the house. It is November 24th, I think, but put up the Christmas decorations already. Let me show you. Still got more work to do, but not a bad start. Not even December.
What up?
What's up, buddy? Come on in.
How you doing?
Good. How you doing? There's Mark. Gonna do the podcast. Struggle and Victory.
Yes, sir.
That's it. Diesel. Come on in. Thanks for driving up.
No problem. It's always a pleasure to chat with you, Mike. All right, guys. Welcome back to another episode of Struggle and Victory. Today, I'm joined by Mike Adame. Mike is up in North County, San Diego. He's one of the co-founders of the CCR Run Crew, also known as the Crackheads Coffee Run Crew up at Carlsbad that meets on Thursdays. But today, we get to sit down and talk not only Mike's running, how CCR formed, but anything else that shows up in this conversation. So, Mike, thanks for joining me today.
Yeah. Thanks for coming up, Mark. Looking forward to it. My first podcast, so it should be fun.
Awesome. So let's get into Mike Adame, the runner. How'd you get your start into endurance sports, and what caused you to look at this ultra thing?
Grew up playing baseball. Running was always a punishment for baseball, and I didn't really run. I was out of shape pretty much from like my late 20s to late 30s. Just kind of drinking, partying, eating bad, not exercising really. But growing up, I was always an athlete, and after high school, like I still was active with skateboarding, snowboarding, and stuff like that. But I was definitely out of shape, and then I got divorced at 40, and I had the same primary doctor as my dad, and I went in for my 40-year checkup or whatever, and my dad had a lot of health issues. He passed away in December or September this year, not COVID related, but he had a lot of health issues, and so my primary doctor kind of told me he knew my dad's health issues, and he said you need to change your ways or you're gonna have the same problems your father's having. So at that point, I kind of made a decision to start exercising, and I started out just walking my dog, and like I said, going through the divorce was like a stress relief for me. Then I started jogging 1-2 miles, 3 miles, and then I signed up for my first half marathon in June of 2017, the Rock and Roll Half Marathon, and that basically kicked it off. And there's been a lot going on since then, but that's the start of my running career. So we can go from there, I guess.
Okay. So you go from a baseball player where running where is the punishment to now where you go out and run for enjoyment, for that stress relief. Now, talk about the community. Obviously, in North County, San Diego, there's a strong contingent of runners. You got Ultra Buds led by Izzy B. You've got other run groups like Run North County. But what caused you to want to start the CCR group that meets on Thursdays?
Let me backtrack a little bit to when I started my running career in 2017. So I was running alone by myself. I would take my dog with me until he couldn't run anymore, because he could only do 1 to 2, maybe 3 miles top. He's a little Boston Terrier, so he wasn't much of a runner. I did that half marathon. I didn't think I was going to run anymore. Then I did come across a running group and at the Pizza Port Rescue Ranch. It was Wednesday night. And I was trying to remember how I found them, but I can't remember. But they were part of that Run North County group. And so I think I got introduced to them in late 2017 or early 2018. And that was my first, exposure to running groups. And I thought it was super cool. There's people hanging out, running 3, 4, 5 miles, and afterwards everyone would get a beer or food or just hang out and chat. So it was really cool. And then it also pushed me you know, like at this time I'm still pretty new into running, and I would have stopped and walked on some of these runs, but running with a group of people kind of forces you not to stop and walk, to keep going. At least for me, I didn't want to be the guy that just stopped and walked, so I kept going and hanging on. So, you know, it was making me a stronger runner. I met, you know, a lot of experienced runners that, you know, just helped me progress in my journey. And I thought it'd be cool to start a run group, but I never thought it was like anything realistic. I would say I'm more of like an introverted person, where I'm not like super outgoing as far as like in big crowds and stuff. Like I usually stick close to my, like, you know, inner circle of friends and people. But I don't know, just after years of, you know, learning through other running groups, and like learning through, you know, people that have been running a lot longer than me, and just want to like try and give back and help people. And that one thing led to another, and we started the CCR crew this past July, I believe. And there was three of us. It was myself, Scott Mills Johnson, who is a local road runner legend up here in North County. He's been a part of a bunch of run groups, and he was a mentor to me. And he recently relocated out to Tennessee, so he left us. And then the third person that started with us the first week was George Greco. And George is also an amazing dude, 72, 73 years old, ultra runner, just out there crushing it. So the first week it was us three, and then we just grew from there. But I think, to go back to answer your question, was just for me was just to try and give back to the running community by like getting people together and like helping them, like people help me, and, you know, part of my journey.
Okay. So specifically, how'd you guys figure out that, you know, the Crackheads Coffee Place was going to be your starting destination? Was just kind of, hey, that sounds like a good idea, or just kind of by happy accident?
Well, so when I started my running career, like I would drive. I live in San Marcos, so I would drive to Carlsbad, which is about 20-minute drive, and I would run from the village to like the smokestack on Cannon and back, and that was like a 3-mile run. And there was always people out there running. Any time of the day, there's people out there running. So I would see other running groups that would meet up in San Diego, like Milestone, and like watch videos and see running groups like in New York, and they would just get like 50 to 100 people, and thought it was so cool. So I never imagined anything like that. But during the whole shutdown of COVID, I was furloughed for 2 months from work. So I made the most of that time by running a lot. And I was down in Carlsbad, and I went there. It was a late morning. It was probably like a 10 o'clock run because I didn't have to go to work. And I went to the Crackheads over there and got coffee. And I think I got a breakfast sandwich. And I was like, this would be a cool spot to do like a morning run. And Thursday morning was the only morning I really had available, because I have my daughter half of the time, 50% of the time. And so I don't have her Wednesday night. So Thursday morning worked out perfect for me. And I was like, it's kind of a catchy name. I didn't really talk to the business themselves, or I just we kind of kept it underground at first, where it was just like word of mouth, no social media or anything. And just thought it was like a cool spot to meet. It was an easy, good run, you know, an hour run. So we get anywhere from like 5 to 7 miles. And yeah, so it's just along the Carlsbad coast. I prefer running trails, but if I'm going to run on the road, I love running along the coast. So it just worked out good. You can hit part trails on our course, and that's kind of where my idea came from. I just was there one day, I think in June probably, and I was like, this would be a good spot to like start a morning run. There's already people down there running anyways, and maybe some of them like to run by themselves, or maybe some of them never knew about running groups like me, and so like, you know, now we have a pretty solid group every week now. So yeah, it's kind of how it started down there.
Okay, yeah, I knew the Crackheads Coffee Place was, you know, with a name that unique. People were like, oh, you know, from the other run groups, like, oh yeah, the Crackhead group, and people are like, what? Okay, the Crackhead group.
Yeah.
But then when you look at the origins, like, no, that's the name of the place. Serves the coffee.
Yeah.
So obviously with the running, you've gone from the half marathon, you're doing some ultra stuff. Talk about how you learned about figuring out the gear and necessary nutrition to be able to get the best out of your body.
Yeah, so YouTube. I learned a lot of stuff on YouTube, and like not only running stuff, but if I need to fix something around the house, like I go to YouTube to like try and learn. So when I started running, I never thought I would watch running on TV or watch running videos. I never watched the Boston Marathon like when I was younger or anything. Now I can't wait, you know, to watch those major marathons on TV. But I came across like trail running and these ultra marathons on YouTube, and saw these guys running mountains and stuff, and I didn't even know that existed. And like I said earlier, when I ran my first half marathon, I couldn't imagine going 14 miles or 15 miles, let alone 26 to 50 miles. So seeing these people and watching these videos, thought it was super cool. And then I obviously want to check out the shoes they're wearing, like trail shoes, and then like the gear they're wearing, like what works, what doesn't. So just watching a lot of reviews. Some of the guys, like the Ginger Runner, has a great YouTube channel where he's always reviewing gear and shoes and interviewing people. And then Billy Yang's films, like he has like movies basically on trail running, which are super cool, very like cinematic. Jamil from Run Steep Get High, all those guys. So yeah, I kind of learned just from watching that stuff, and then trying out the gear myself, and see what works best for me, whether it's shoes, shorts, hats, socks. Socks are important. People kind of overlook the socks, but yeah, just that's kind of how I got how I learned about gear and trail running and stuff.
Okay, yeah, because definitely there's so many products out there. I mean, just in the trail section alone, you've got different companies such as Nathan to, was it Ultimate Direction?
Yeah, Solomon.
Yeah. I mean, that's just in hydration vest. Then you got the shoes, you got Solomon shoes, you got Ultra shoes, you got Hoka's. I mean, that's just only scraping the edge of the iceberg of it.
Yeah. So the shoes were the big thing for me. Like I'm definitely have a running shoe problem. I have way too many shoes as it is. So now I'm trying to work on how I can like donate the ones that still have some life left in them that I don't use anymore. But yeah, I would watch a ton of videos like on shoe reviews and stuff, and I finally like been rowing Hoka a lot right now. And it's funny, when we met out on the Baby Badwater, I remember we were running out there lost in the desert because we got off course, or we missed a turn. So we're running out there, four of us, and you made the comment about shoes, and we were talking about shoes and what everyone was wearing, and you kind of made a comment like, can't believe people wear Hoka, and then he asked me what shoes I was wearing, and I was like, yeah, I'm wearing the Hoka, I'm wearing the Rincons, the road shoes. So it's kind of funny because I think you felt bad, but I was like laughing about it because you had no idea. So yeah, I'm all about the Hokas right now as far as the shoes go.
Okay, yeah, and I know that the Baby Badwater race, that's kind of, we accidentally came together because of some missed turns, whether it's like the flags got pulled out or the winds knocked it out in Alcatil.
Or you guys were going too fast and I was trying to follow you guys and you guys just missed the turn.
That's a good possibility too.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Baby Badwater. So, it's in honor of the Badwater 135, which is usually held in June, July.
Yeah.
But Daniel Smith from Signal Trail Runners is like, hey, I want to put on a desert race that more people can do, not just, the elite of the elites.
Yeah, so that was awesome too, because there wasn't much going on at that time. There wasn't too many groups even getting together, but Daniel's I haven't known him very long, but he's super friendly. He's an awesome guy. Every time I show up to their Monday night runs when I can, he always comes up and says hi. And I learned a lot from him as far as my group. When new people show up, like I'm always making it a point to introduce myself to them and to be friendly and make them feel welcome. But yeah, the Baby Badwater was cool. It was like a really good turnout. Everyone was safe out there with their masks and stuff. I think someone actually made a YouTube like video of it that I saw, which was really cool. I was gonna bring my camera and try and film it and make something, but I'm kind of glad I did it now that we ended up getting lost. But yeah, that's where we met out there. Me, you, Chewy, and I think Kevin. The four of us were in a like nice pack running. I think I held on to you guys till about mile 11 before I got dropped. And then I think we ended up running about 14-ish miles for the half marathon. But no, it was really cool. And I was like, I remember Daniel and them did it last year. I think this might have been the second year. So I didn't go last year because it just didn't sound very fun at all running in the desert. But this year I was like, yeah, there's something going on. That sounds cool. It's like, getting out there, being uncomfortable, like something new. Like I don't like running in the heat. So, why not try something new? Like, how you can do in that uncomfortable condition. So yeah, it was a really great event. And, I want to say it was like the South Bay Trail Runners might have partnered with him for that event too.
Several groups.
Yeah,
so it was like South Bay, Signal Trail Runners, Ultra Buds.
Yeah.
The Imperial Valley Run Club out in El Central area. They played a big role with it too.
Yeah. So it was awesome. It was a great turnout. Everyone was super friendly. we got lucky. I think the week before, I want to say it was like 115 or 120. I think we got like 105 ish. So it's still hot, but I think we kind of got lucky on the weather. But yeah, no, that was an awesome event. Daniel's top notch, always puts on good runs and good events like that. So it's cool. Very appreciative.
So I'll see with various run groups putting on runs, whether it's races or unofficial races, put in air quotes. Do you see CCR putting on any events like that in the upcoming future?
Yeah, totally. Like there was kind of like this underground little Ragnar Black Loop a few weeks ago that we didn't put on, but like one of the other groups put on. And it was pretty small. I want to say it was like 25 to 30 people, and it was the Ragnar format where you did the loops but they made it where you partnered with someone, so you had to be with your partner the whole time. And it was like, it was very, laid back, so it wasn't like strict on the rules. But it was really fun, and we camped at Lake Dixon, and we ran like daily ranch. I think we ended up running, I want to say 35, 37 miles on between Friday and Saturday. So I thought that was really cool, and it definitely gave me an idea to like try and do something, maybe like just like an adventure run once a month, maybe starting in January. Like we'll go do a trail or be something cool like that where you could camp, and not so much like an actual race, but more like just like an adventure, like more like a retreat kind of, I guess. And then I don't know, maybe like get into like doing like some like fundraiser races, like where you can do a 5K to raise money for a certain charity or something would be awesome too. But yeah, that'd be like the direction for like 2021. The kind of idea with the group too was to get people you could train with. So there's going to be people your level where like when there are races coming up where you can find someone along your level or someone a little bit faster, where you could train with them for upcoming races. And we were kind of fortunate where I reached out to Rabbit, the running company that I'm kind of like a ambassador for them, and I love their running apparel. That's pretty much all I wear as far as the running gear goes. But I reached out to them and said, hey, we got a new running group starting. I want to try and get like racing singlets made, something cool, quality shirts and stuff too. So they gave me a discount, and I reached out to the people in the group, and I think we got 18 people that wanted the singlets, and they weren't cheap. After the printing of the singlets, it wasn't like they weren't cheap. So it was really cool. So now when races do come up, we'll be able to go out there and we'll all have our matching like racing singlets. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, I mean, as far as races go and the group goes, like it's definitely looking for big things in 2021 to like kind of do cool stuff like that.
Okay, and I also want to touch base on the video stuff. Is you said you've looked up other YouTubers who've created documentaries or running videos on the trails, and how it's inspired you. So you also have a YouTube channel that you've done and created other running videos. Talk about how you got interested in starting your own video channel.
Yeah, so I thought it was super cool watching these guys do these, and when I was younger with skateboarding, I always loved watching skateboarding videos. And wanted to make them when I was younger, but I never had a camera or could never do it. I remember we made one little video with a friend's like VHS camcorder, out of high school, and I don't know where that video is, but I wish I could find it. Probably I don't know, it's probably in the trash somewhere. It was on the old VHS tape. But it's so cool. I just love watching, going back and like watching yourself once you finally land the trick or whatever it is. But yeah, for running, I thought it was cool how they were running in the mountains and like running in just different cool atmospheres or different areas. So my first video I made was my 100-mile week during the furlough, and I just thought it'd be cool to document it. I've been wanting to make a YouTube channel for a while, and I just never thought I could or would figure it out. So I just brought the GoPro with me, and I didn't even film the first day of my 100-mile week. I started the second day. I'm like, this would be cool just to document. And kind of the big motivation behind it not only was because I thought it was cool and fun to watch, was also for my daughter, so she had something to see. Right now she thinks I'm dorky for doing it. She thinks it's kind of funny, and but when she's older and she can go back, those videos are still gonna be there. I know she's gonna be stoked and be like, oh, that's my dad, that's pretty cool. So that had a big part to do with it too. It's kind of just to create memories type thing. So making videos for her like that. So that's a big part of it. Yeah, and it's just for fun. It's nothing serious. Like I do it all myself with the GoPro and then like edit it on my iPad. So it's definitely not high quality as far as the production goes or anything, but like these guys have. But yeah, I think I have like 7 videos now. Um, like I said, the first one was a 100-mile week, and that was pretty much a lot of running along the coast. I think I did one long run at Hodges. I did a video with the Ultra Buzz. I did a video with our CCR crew morning, and then I did some when I did some mountains like San Jacinto, Gorgonio, and Baldy. I did some videos on that just so it was something different. But yeah, I haven't made one in a while, so we're filming the podcast today. So maybe I'll turn this into the next video. But yeah, I just have a lot of fun with it. So I think I might bring it out to the Turkey Trot that the Ultra Buzz and the SD Trail runners are putting on Thanksgiving morning. So maybe I'll try and film some stuff out there if they let me. I'll ask for permission first. But yeah, just have fun with it. Yeah, it's cool just to watch, and I want to get more involved. Or like filming people, like to like not just filming me or where I go, but I would love to like make a video for someone else. So like stuff like that where someone wants to have their own little video, so maybe for their kid or their spouse or whoever to see or have down the road. So I have fun with it on my free time where I can edit and play around and continue to learn. So yeah.
Okay. Is there one like shooting location you'd love to go to that you haven't shot at yet?
Well, when I went to when people ask me like my favorite spot to run, like my favorite trail I've ever ran was the Dipty Trail up in Mill Valley. So Mill Valley to Stinson Beach, it's like I think 7.5 miles, and I went up there with a friend to do Beta Breakers race in 2019. We did that. It's in May, and we stayed in Mill Valley one night, and we got to run that trail. I didn't know anything about it. Like just the Marin Headlands, I didn't know anything about it. I saw a couple of YouTube videos. I think it was the North Face 50, and they filmed up there, and it just looked beautiful. You're running along the coast, but it looks like you're in the forest. It's just like beautiful. So I brought so I got to do the Dipsy Trail, and I brought my GoPro, but I didn't really know what I was doing. I had like the cheaper one, and I didn't get any good footage. So I've been wanting to go back ever since, just to go run that trail and like make a video with that, because it's super cool. That's like I literally think about going back to run that all the time, and I just haven't made it back yet. But I'll get back up there soon. So yeah, that whole area up there in San Francisco, the Marin Headlands and the that Dipsy Trail is just amazing trails, and it's not easy. It's like a lot of elevation, but it's so awesome. Like it's beautiful. So that would be my next like ideal spot. Probably to try and make a video, but I'll do some local stuff here and there. Maybe get together with I did a video, like I said, with the Ultra Buzz, where I went out one Saturday morning and made a little kind of like promo type video, and I think that video actually has the most views of any of my videos that I put up. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, I like to get together with like Daniel, maybe make a video one Monday, when it's not dark, for the SD Trail runners, and just with other groups that want to get involved, or people like you make a video. So yeah, just have fun with it. But I would say going back to the Marin Headlands and the Dipsy Trail would be like my next dream spot, I guess, to go make one.
Okay, yeah, no, I didn't know you had a connection to the Dipsy Trail. Not everybody, especially from San Diego, people say, "Oh, Dipty, what's this? Like, what is this thing?" So it's cool that you're aware of it and you appreciate the beauty around you.
Yeah, I had no clue what it was till I went up there. I didn't know how to spell it. It's like, but yeah, it was cool. Like that running store up there, I think it's San Francisco Running Company. They helped us out before and told us like where to go, and they have a race there. I think it's the second longest, or maybe the longest running race in the country.
Second longest race in the U.S. First longest trail race.
Yeah. So I would love to try and get into that sometime. I know it's really hard to get into, but yeah, that'd be definitely a fun race to do as well.
Okay, somebody who's done that race many years, it's so
much
much
you
fun
have
to
done
do,
the race.
so I definitely would highly recommend that you get in if you can.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'd definitely love to do that race. And then, yeah, I mean, yeah.
Okay, cool. So the Dipsy, you want to go shoot up in the Bay Area, and I know Northern California is filled with a lot of other great shots, so
yeah,
it sounds like you need to go up there for like a good week or two and just run and explore.
Yeah, Tahoe obviously too, and then Santa Barbara, they have that 9 Trails race. I think it's a 30-something miler, but from people that I've talked that have run it, say it's like a 50 miler, and that those trails are beautiful as well. So Yeah, just to make, wherever I can get out and go do something different. I would like to try and make a video like that. I'm doing a race coming up in 2 weeks, December 5th, out in Arizona, McDowell Mountain Frenzy, 50K. So I think I'm gonna bring the camera and try and film that. I want to try and race it. I feel like I'm in good shape right now, so I kind of want to try and race it. So I'm still undecided if I want to carry the GoPro with me or not. But I might just still bring it out there and make a video of the whole experience, but not actual the race part. But yeah, so that'll probably be the next one, couple weeks.
Okay, so with the race, you said training's been going well, your body's healthy. Any ideas of time goals that you're shooting for, or just kind of enjoying the experience of racing again?
Yeah, just enjoying the experience of racing again, and that's the thing I love about last year for me was all about qualifying for Boston. I went after it. I think I ran 3 marathons, but the first marathon was my first one, didn't really count. Then the second one, I was like, whoa, I was kind of close to my qualifying time. And so then I trained for the third one, and I missed my time by 90 seconds. So after that was Mountains Beach, so that was in May. So after that, I trained pretty hard for CIM that December, and I ended up qualifying. So for me, running for me is I'm a competitive person, so I try to go fast. I try and do as good as I can in my age group. I'm not one of these guys that grew up doing cross country or track. I only started running less than 5 years ago. But just being a competitive person, yeah, I like to go fast. I like to try and push myself. But for trail running, it's awesome because there's people out there of all different levels. People out there just to finish, which is super cool, respectful. For me, for this race coming up, I feel like I'm in the best shape I've been in, and I feel like I've trained the best, and I'm just gonna go out there. I don't really have a time because I don't know the course, but if I can do a top 10 or maybe podium in my age group, that would be my goal. But if it doesn't work, it's no big deal. Just having fun with the experience, and especially on the trails, getting back to the road stuff is just all about speed and pounding, and that just kind of got old after a while. But the trails, you're just out there cruising. But then you can still push yourself, and people still can run fast out there as well. So for me, it's all about competing against myself and guys my age. I'm not going to be able to run guys in their 20s that were or 30s that are college runners and stuff like that. I have no chance. But and even guys older than me in their 50s and 60s that were college runners. There's guys out there that are way faster too. But I'm just competitive and like to see where I stack up against people my age, and yeah. So I just go off kind of like that. No real time goals as far as the ultra goes, 'cause I don't really know the course. But yeah, just to have a respectful go out, leave it all out there basically. Just go all out. Hey guys, so the video cut out at the end of the podcast, but there's some people wanted to thank on the video that I thanked on the podcast. But I want to thank the Rundown San Diego. If you guys haven't checked out that app, definitely download that app. Eugene and Iman are doing great things to help promote the running community in San Diego. Daniel and Heather over at SD Trail Runners, they got a huge Monday night group. Izzy B at Ultra Buzz in their Saturday morning group, and everyone at the CCR crew that shows up and runs with me every Thursday morning, keeping me accountable of showing up. I appreciate all of you. So my goal is just to help continue to grow community, grow the running community in San Diego, and I appreciate everyone else out there helping. Also, my coach that helped me qualify for the Boston Marathon last year, Coach Mariah Earl, from the San Diego Track Club. She's an amazing coach, Olympic qualifier. She ran in Atlanta last year. So if you're looking for a coach, look up Mariah if you want to get faster and get a better marathon time. So anyways, thank you for watching. I'll link Mark's podcast once it drops, Struggle and Victory. And until next time, see you guys.